In the constellation of podcasting, one star shines brighter than the rest, Joe Rogan. But who is this man that has taken the podcasting world by storm? Let's delve into the journey of this audacious personality. Joe Rogan, the name that's practically synonymous with podcasting now. He's not just another host, he's a phenomenon, a pioneer who carved out a niche in the digital domain when many were still figuring out the podcasting medium. His show, The Joe Rogan Experience, has been a beacon, illuminating the path for the many who followed. The breadth of his success is staggering. With millions of downloads per episode, he's not just leading the charts, he's defining them. His show is a melting pot of ideas, a platform where discourse is not just encouraged but celebrated. Rogan's guests are as diverse as his audience. From comedians to scientists, musicians to politicians, his podcast is a confluence of cultures, thoughts, and ideas. He doesn't just interview people, he converses with them, delving into the depths of their minds, unearthing their perspectives on life and sharing it with the world. His knack for asking the right questions at the right time is uncanny. He navigates through a plethora of topics with ease, making his podcast not just a source of entertainment but also a treasure trove of knowledge. His approach has revolutionized the medium, pushing the boundaries of what's possible in podcasting. Joe Rogan's influence on podcasting is profound. He's not just a host, he's a trendsetter, a force of nature who's redefined the way we consume digital content. His meteoric rise didn't just happen overnight, it was a journey that started long before podcasting even existed. But before he became the king of podcasts, Rogan had a different throne, the comedy stage. His story is a testament to his versatility and his relentless pursuit of success. A journey that's as inspiring as it is fascinating, a journey that's worth exploring. So let's venture into the world of Joe Rogan and discover his incredible story. Born and raised in Newark, New Jersey, Joe Rogan's journey to stardom wasn't always smooth sailing. Our story begins in the hustle and bustle of the city of Newark, where a young Joe Rogan spent his formative years. Rogan's early life was a mixed bag of experiences, but one constant that remained was his love for comedy. It was this passion that eventually led him to the stage, microphone in hand, ready to make the world laugh. Rogan's interest in comedy was sparked at an early age, with his childhood filled with comedic influences. He would spend hours absorbing the wit and humor of comedy greats, filling his mind with jokes and comedic timing. This love for laughter led him to the world of stand-up comedy, a journey that started in Boston. In the vibrant comedy scene of Boston, Rogan honed his craft, spending countless nights working the comedy circuit, perfecting his act and developing his unique comedic voice. His raw talent and relentless work ethic began to pay off, and Rogan quickly became a well-known name in the Boston comedy scene. However, the bright lights of Los Angeles were calling, and Rogan knew he had to answer. He packed his bags and headed west, ready to take on Hollywood. In the city of dreams, Rogan found success on television, showcasing his comedic skills on shows like News Radio and Fear Factor. He was making people laugh, and his star was on the rise. But as successful as Rogan was in the world of comedy and television, he was always looking for the next big thing, the next opportunity to push himself and expand his horizons. Little did he know that opportunity was just around the corner, in the form of a new medium that was about to take the world by storm. But it was a chance encounter with a new medium that would change Rogan's career trajectory forever. And with that, the stage was set for the next chapter in the incredible story of Joe Rogan. A shift from the comedy stage to the podcasting world, a move that would ultimately make him one of the most influential voices in the digital age. In 2009, Rogan took a leap into the unknown world of podcasting. It was a time when the medium was still in its infancy. Podcasting was not the colossal giant it is today, but rather a small, unassuming caterpillar. Rogan, however, saw the potential in this burgeoning platform and decided to take a swing at it. He started the Joe Rogan Experience, a podcast that began as a casual hobby. Picture this: Rogan and his comic buddies huddled around a laptop in his den, chatting away into the wee hours of the morning. It was a laid-back, unfiltered, and real conversation, and it was this authenticity that acted as the lifeblood of the show. But it wasn't all smooth sailing. There were hurdles to overcome, like figuring out the technical aspects of podcasting. Then there was the challenge of building an audience in a medium that was still finding its footing. But Rogan, with his characteristic determination, pushed through these obstacles, slowly but surely growing his podcast. As the podcast began to gain momentum, Rogan started inviting a diverse range of guests onto his show. Musicians, actors, authors, athletes, scientists, you name it. If you had something interesting to say, you were welcome on the Joe Rogan Experience. This eclectic mix of guests, combined with Rogan's own curiosity and knack for conversation, led to wide-ranging discussions that spanned across all sorts of topics. From the mysteries of the universe to the intricacies of human behavior, from gut-busting comedic anecdotes to thought-provoking philosophical debates, there was something for everyone. It was this diversity and depth that set Rogan's podcast apart from the rest, making it a veritable smorgasbord of ideas and perspectives, and people started to take notice. Listeners from all corners of the globe were tuning in, drawn in by Rogan's unique style and the captivating conversations on his podcast. It was an organic growth powered by word of mouth and the global reach of the internet. Rogan's unique style and wide-ranging conversations soon caught the attention of listeners worldwide. And just like that, a comedian had become a podcasting powerhouse, paving the way for others to follow in his footsteps. As the popularity of the Joe Rogan Experience skyrocketed, Rogan found himself at the forefront of a podcasting revolution. The Joe Rogan Experience, or JRE as its legion of fans affectionately refer to it, is more than just a podcast. It's a cultural phenomenon that has redefined the podcasting landscape. Rogan's pull-no-punches interviewing style, coupled with a diverse roster of guests ranging from scientists to comedians, from politicians to MMA fighters, has created a unique platform where conversations are deep, unfiltered, and often unexpected. Rogan's ability to engage in these wide-ranging discussions has drawn in millions of listeners, making JRE one of the most downloaded podcasts globally. But the story doesn't end there. In May 2020, Rogan shook the podcasting world when he signed an exclusivity deal with Spotify, reportedly worth over $100 million. This landmark deal not only underscored the value of podcasting as a medium, but also cemented Rogan's position as a podcasting titan. However, with great influence comes great controversy. Rogan's platform has been criticized for providing a stage to controversial figures and fringe ideas, leading to debates about the role of podcasting in shaping public discourse. Critics argue that Rogan's laissez-faire approach can sometimes amplify harmful narratives, while supporters champion the podcast's commitment to free speech and open dialogue. Despite the controversies, there's no denying the impact Rogan has had on the podcasting industry. His success has inspired a new generation of podcasters and shown that there's a market for long-form, unscripted discussions. The Joe Rogan Experience has challenged the traditional media's status quo, proving that a comedian with a podcast can command an audience larger than many TV shows. Rogan's journey from comedian to podcasting pioneer is a testament to his ability to adapt and evolve. He has managed to turn his authentic, curious, and often irreverent approach to conversation into a media powerhouse, reshaping the way we consume content in the process. Whether you love him or loathe him, there's no denying that Joe Rogan is a force to be reckoned with in the world of podcasting. Joe Rogan, a name that will forever be etched in the annals of podcasting history. This is a man who went from being a stand-up comedian to becoming the undisputed king of podcasting. His journey, like any great story, is filled with ups and downs, twists and turns, laughter and introspection. Rogan's journey began in the smoke-filled comedy clubs of Boston, where he honed his skills and developed the sharp wit and keen observational humor that would become his trademark. From there, he made the leap to television, showcasing his talents on shows like News Radio and Fear Factor. But it was in the world of podcasting that Rogan found his true calling. The Joe Rogan Experience, his long-form conversation podcast, was a game changer. It broke the mold, shattering the preconceived notions of what a podcast could be. With a diverse range of guests and an unfiltered, freewheeling format, Rogan created a platform where ideas could be explored in depth, where conversations could be had without constraints. His impact on the medium is undeniable. He's shown that podcasting can be more than just a hobby or a side gig. It can be a legitimate platform for engaging with the world, for challenging ideas, for sparking meaningful conversations. His success has paved the way for a new generation of podcasters, inspiring them to push the boundaries of the medium, to take risks, to be unapologetically themselves. But perhaps the most significant part of Rogan's legacy is the community he's built. The Joe Rogan Experience is more than just a podcast. It's a global phenomenon, a collective of curious minds eager to explore the complexities of the world. It's a testament to Rogan's skill as a conversationalist, his ability to connect with people, to make them feel heard, understood, appreciated. In the world of podcasting, one thing remains certain: there's only one Joe Rogan. His legacy, his impact will continue to be felt for years to come, inspiring and influencing future generations of podcasters. His name, his story will forever be a part of podcasting history, and for that we say thank you, Joe.